using a timeline collection. We don't need any other features from Mirror API because we are only pushing content to a glass. But for instance, if you wanted to provide a way for a user to save a cat fact or to share a cat fact with their friends, you might want to add new items, etc. All right, let's see what the user flow looks like. Again, very simple. So the user starts on your website, authenticate using OAuth 2.0. Then once you get the user's token, store the token in your database. And when you get a new cat fact or when your cron job runs, just go through your list of users. Get the credentials, instantiate a new service object, insert the item into the Mirror API, and we'll take care of the rest from here. Grow server will sync with the user's class, and eventually the cat facts will be pushed to the user class and make the user happy. Well, let's take a look at the code. Again, very simple. We start by getting a random cat fact. So in this case, we're only setting the text, but in your class where you might want to use HTML to be able to add your own branding. Then we are getting a random cat fact, but you should get push notifications from the news provider you're getting information from. And then you go through all of your users in your database, get their credentials, build a mirror service. This is Java. It might change according to the language you're using. And then push the item to the user's class, to the user's timeline. Of course, always check for exceptions. Something bad might happen, and you want to catch that so you don't break the process for all the rest of the users. And then that's it. You just send all the cat facts to other users. But like what we did here was sending a request for all of our users. There might be a better way to do that. Instead of sending like tons of HTTP requests every hour when you get a news update, you might be able to have a better process. And actually, our API stack on which the Mirror API is built on supports batching requests. The way it works is that you simply build a multi-part HTTP request composed of sub-HTTP requests, and you send a single HTTP request for all the users. So all the client libraries might not support batch requests. You should check on the project page. The Java that we're using here that support batching requests. And the way it works is that you first need to create a batch callback class that extends the JSON batch callback interface. You need to implement two methods, on success and on failure. This is to keep track of which requests have failed or which requests have succeeded. In our case, we only keep track of the numbers of requests. But in your case, you might want to keep a request and retry again. Or if a user had revoked your token, just remove a user from the database. Once you're done implementing your class, simply create a batch request from the Mirror service. So this is unauthorized. You don't need to authorize your batch request. Create the new callback object, and then go through all your users again. Get the credentials from the database, same as before. Create a new insert request, but don't execute the request right now. Simply add them to the queue of a batch request. Once you've added all the sub requests to the batch, execute the batch request and check out the results. That's it. You just save bandwidth. Send multiple requests into one single request, and with gzip encoding, you might actually save a lot of bandwidth and data. But batching request doesn't save your quota. All right. This was very simple. Let's jump into another demo.